Hi, everyone. Hi, Ambitious Girl. Hi, Pooja. Hope you guys are doing well. Um, I am happy to hear you're talking to someone ambitious, girl. I know that, when you're feeling overwhelmed, it can be really hard to refocus yourself. And yes, positive vibes only. So, we are going to get started. I was not with you guys last week because I was at my aunt's memorial service. So sorry I missed you. Um, but in honor of the new moon that has passed us and the waxing moon phase that we are in, we're going to be using my Moonology deck here. And while I do that, we're going to be using this deck for our community read, and then I will let people, kind of get into the queue, and then we'll get started on the actual readings. So I think I will keep with the 3 cards. Oh no, losing the card under my computer. So I'll stick with the 3 cards. Maybe pull an oracle card depending on the tarot cards that I get. As I'm shuffling the cards, just focus on the week behind, the energy that you want to take into the weekend. And let's see, what is it? What are the energies around us that we should focus on? So I usually pull 3, so I feel like I'll just stick with the 3. Hey, Dodge Files, how you doing? So I heard through the grapevine that I am bringing my tarot cards tomorrow, but I was not aware of that. So for our first card here, we have the Waxing Crescent Moon. This is talking about having faith in your dreams. So if you have something you've been working towards, maybe feeling a little discouraged, feeling like you've kind of hit a roadblock, have faith that stuff is going to come to fruition. Have faith in yourself. Let's see what our second card is. What is going to go along with this have faith in your dreams card? So we have the waning moon. We have what do you need to release? So if you are trying to work towards a specific goal, feeling a little stagnant, feeling like you can't quite move on, or just maybe feeling a little down about it, and you feel like you're losing faith in that, what is it that's going on right now that you can release so you can make room for the things that are happening, make room for the things that you want to happen, and all of the good things that are happening in your life? So let's do one more card that we can reflect on, that we can focus on. Let's see. We have, and then the last one here is communication is key. This is the new moon in Gemini. So I was just talking about the new moon passing us. This is a great time to start to invite stuff into your life as we are leaving the new moon and entering the waxing phases of the moon. This is where we can start to invite that good faith in your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, all of that. But even though this is the waxing phase, this is where we can start to plan what we want to release in our lives. Maybe not a good time to release things yet, but that doesn't mean that you can't plan for them. So as you're figuring out what it is that you want to focus on, that you want to achieve, you can start to discern what you have going on that might be holding you back, might not be serving you any longer, and you can make that list, and you can even write down a list of things that you want to release. And then in the new moon, or full moon rather, the full moon, you can just take that list, light it on fire, and release it, and that will help you do that. And this communication does not have to be external. This can be communicating with yourself with what you want to do. So that could just mean that right now you might be in a state of flux. You're not quite sure what it is you want. You don't know what those goals and aspirations and all of that are. So that is the community read. I have up first Ambitious Girl. So go ahead, put your question in the chat, followed by Pooja, and then CJ. And while I wait for that, I'm going to just get my tarot deck all warmed up, get a nice shuffle going. I love your question is like such a great follow-up to that community read, Ambitious Girl. Let's see. All right. So, you want to know what good things are coming your way for the remainder of the year? And this is very serendipitous because I'm doing a pick a card that kind of talks about the things you should focus on for the remainder of the year, especially the things that are coming towards you as the veil thins this month. So let's see what good things are coming towards you, Ambitious Girl. Just warming up this deck. Give me 1 second. I haven't used it in like what feels like 2 weeks. So let's see what we have for you. Ooh, okay. This is fun. Okay, so you have some really cool things that are happening. And in the center of this, you have your person. I love that this deck calls it your person. I don't like to throw out things like soulmate or twin flame because a lot of people can get a little toxic around that. So I like that this is called your person. So I think for the remainder of the year, you're going to find someone who just becomes your person, right? So this is really the heart of your reading. And then on in the beginning of that, you have the Queen of Cups, and that is I feel like this is you. This is a sign of like emotional maturity. You're starting to tap into that intuition, starting to really like that's a good way to put it. Love yourself so you can love others. And you're starting to really find that balance. The Queen of Cups is just so this is a water and water sign. So the queen represents water, and then cups represents water. And water is about healing, your emotions. So being able to tap into those emotions, your intuition. So starting to tap into that intuition as well. And I think being able to tap into that intuition is really going to help you find the person that you just to find your person. So on the other side here, we have the Five of Swords. So in this deck, I don't shuffle in reversals, but this really should be Five of Swords in reverse, right? So this is a sign of reconciliation. You're feeling like you're able to finally heal enough to make amends. So this could be a sign that you already know your person and you are going through that process of healing with them. And this could be a little bit, not just you, but also whoever this other person is. It could be both of you are finally getting to this place where where you feel like you're in a good position to make a solid relationship. And I think that it really relies on this here. This is like that final stage that's saying like, okay, you've gone through this emotional maturity, you have surrounded around your person, and then it stops here with this finding this reconciliation. You're able to release all of the resentment or whatever it is that you've had previously and just push it out, so that way it's almost like starting fresh. You're starting fresh. So this is the end stage, and you have this person here that you're able to start something new with, even if you have a history with them. So this is a really good sign. And I think for the remainder of the year, it's going to be a journey of achieving this. So as and I always like to throw this in because I'm a Taurus and I'm a realist, but even though this is a very flowery, very happy reading, just know that this will take a little bit of work, especially with the swords here. This is a sign that you're going to communication is going to be very key to this. So you just make sure that through all of this, you stay in tune with what it is that you need intuitively, emotionally, but you communicate that, because people are not mind readers. So yeah, I hope that resonates with you. And let me check the chat. So Rat King. Hey, you figured it out. Sorry. I know sometimes Streamlabs is like weird about YouTube. I haven't quite figured out the kinks, but you figured it out, so I'm glad. Mandarin, hopefully I said that right. Use exclamation point to join the queue. And I will pull some cards for you once your turn is up. Yeah, you're so welcome, ambitious girl. Pooja, go ahead, put your question in the chat. But it sounds, yeah, Rat King, I know. It's like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. Sometimes it takes like once or two or three times before Streamlabs is like, oh, you wanted to join this queue? Okay, I guess I'll add you. Okay, so you want to know if you should stay positive and hopeful for your reconciliation with Naman. Hopefully I said that right. Let's see. Oh, so overall, yes, you should stay hopeful and you should stay positive. At the core of this, you have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is the card of celebration. This is where you are coming together after the process of planning and organizing and looking to the future. And this is the sign that all of that has come to fruition, and you have something to celebrate with someone. So, and a lot of times readers will associate this with like celebrating a major event. So this could be like the coming together, the reconciliation that you are looking for. But surrounded by this is a lot of earth energy. So here we have wands, which is a lot of fire. That means there's passion, there's creativity, there's a lot of energy in the center of this reading, but on the edges here we have a lot of stagnancy. So you have to be patient. So ultimately, yes, be positive, but you have to tap into that patience. Hi 69. Hi Benita. Over here we have you have a lot of fours as well, which is interesting, but we'll touch on that in the end. Here you have the Three of Pentacles. I think that this is a sign that you should perhaps, maybe if you have a friend group or if you have some sort of mutual group with Naman, you should perhaps talk to them a little bit and don't push. This is more of just enjoy that time with that group. So this could be a sign of putting your focus and things outward, away from Naman, so that way you can just kind of let things work how they're going to work, so they can get to this celebration. You know, especially if you guys are in a mutual group, that could mean you have these moments where you're both having fun, coming together, enjoying time together, and it can lead to this. And then on the other side, we have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a sign of needing balance. So if previously you guys did not have that balance in your lives, if you didn't have if you guys are kind of always on like this roller coaster, this is a sign that if you're going through this, you should be seeking balance with each other. So as you go through this like natural interaction with each other, as you're just enjoying each other in this circle of friends that you have, make sure that you stay out of the extremes. So I mentioned that there are fours here. Fours are another sign of needing stability. So you have the Four of Pentacles, which is solidly pushing you, telling you you need to tap into finding that stability between you guys. But then you also have these fours that are saying the same exact thing. So even though this is all about fire, movement, and change, you still need to find that stability. So that's your goal. But on top of that, fours are also about manifestations as well. So if you like to do manifestations and that like affirmations, that kind of thing, then this is a sign that maybe you should work on manifesting that reconciliation that you're looking for as well. So that way it can reflect back on your actual day-to-day life. So I hope that helps you, Pooja. Alrighty, let's see. Hi, Dennis. Welcome, or Esteves, whichever you'd like to be called. All right, Siege, you are up next, followed by Rat King, Benita, and I'll call you Esteves. And 69, if you're just hanging out, that is totally cool. Welcome to the chat. If you'd like to join the queue, just use !join, and I will add you to the list. Well, Streamlabs will add you to the list. Okay, Esteves is fine. Cool. Oh, you want to know how your poker game is going to go, really? You're asking for a general reading, but you generally want to know how your poker game is going to go. I got it. Reading you loud and clear, pun intended. Let me get this shuffle in here. Okay. Let's see. So I'll just in general pull like, the things that you can look for in life. It won't be focused on just the poker game. I was just razzing. All right. Well, tomorrow's going to be awesome because I will be there. So, okay, look what is coming up. Oh, this is exciting. Okay, so it will be, I don't think your poker game's going to go well, but I think you're going to have a fun time regardless. So we have, let me scoot this up. So we have the Three of Pentacles is back again, which is joy with friends and hanging out with loved ones. We have the Fool, and then we have the Five of Cups. So this is the one where I'm like, okay, maybe not everything is going to come up sunshine and rainbows, but, and actually, this should probably look more like this, looking at the cards. And just to reiterate, I don't shuffle in reversals in this, so intuitively when I see things, I'll switch things around. So that's what's happening. So we have here the Three of Pentacles, but in the middle we have the Fool. The Fool is literally the beginning of the entire journey of everything. So it's like this clean slate, which is kind of funny when people ask about the future and get the Fool, because it's like saying, oh, the future is what you make of it. So it's kind of a cliche, but I really like this, especially paired with this, because it's saying, it's almost like, all right, you're going to have a good time regardless. You're going to hang out with friends. You're going to enjoy really good company. But you might not know what's going to come towards you. And you just kind of have to go with the flow and enjoy the ups, enjoy the downs. So when I initially saw the Five of Cups, I was thinking, oh, things may not end well, but I think actually it's still quite fine. So with the Five of Cups in reverse, it's like, it's not ending on a bad note, which is what I was initially thinking. It's more so, what's a good word? Good way to put this is, if things don't go well at poker, then just let go of that and enjoy this part of it. It is what it is. You can't win them all, that kind of thing. Because the Five of Cups is about forgiveness and just accepting the things that are thrown at you and moving on from them. So I would say, like, poker wise, you might have a little iffy bit of a night, but overall, just I would say week, just coming towards you wise, I think that overall this is actually a really good time. Let me pull an oracle card for you. Especially, with that Fool in the middle, because it's like you get the chance to shape what it is that comes towards you. So it's not something that's set in stone. You can so we have the full moon in Cancer. A personal issue reaches resolution. So whatever issues you might have or feel like you might have going on, especially with this Five of Cups in reverse here, they will be coming to a resolution. So in general, things are looking pretty good. Poker, maybe not so much, but overall, I think you will have a good time. And we can always dive in deeper tomorrow if you want to. Rat King, you are up next. But I hope you enjoyed that. I feel like that was my first reading for you, CJ, so that was really fun. But like I said, in person, it's easier that I can focus more in depth. I don't have a queue to get through. You're welcome. See you tomorrow. Okay. I will call you Rat. Let's see. These names, right? I love them. So you want to know if you'll see Sharky in person. So this deck, just before I pull your cards, is actually the Black Femme Tarot. If you are enjoying these, I actually have a flip through you can check out. The creator is so sweet. She especially with all the tarot tube drama that's been happening with other creators, I'm so happy to be able to support her deck. It shuffles like a dream too. Let's see. You want to know if you'll see Sharky in person soon. So I'll answer that, and then we'll see if any glimpses about like how the relationship in the future looks. Okay. Hi, Lucinda. Okay. I already cut the deck, so let's go ahead and pull. So we have, move this out of the way. We have here the Three of Swords, the Chariot, and the Moon. I think that you will see them again in person, and probably fairly soon, especially with the Chariot being in the center of the reading. And it might feel initially like a win, but I think being flanked here by the Three of Swords and the Moon, and the fact that you have two conflicting major arcana here, are a sign that this going forward is not something that's going to last very long. So you'll meet up. You might initially think, okay, things are going well. The Chariot is all about, moving forward, pushing forward, feeling like you are achieving these successes. And in fact, this could be more of a sign of being reversed. So you are realizing, that maybe things are not exactly what you think they are. So the Moon is all about being in a seeing an illusion. So you feel like maybe, the meet went well in your eyes, but it was really just an illusion. It did not go as well as you initially thought. And then really ultimately the core thing that is surrounding all of this is the Three of Swords, which is just grief and heartbreak. This card is probably one of the most literal designs in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, and I think that you should probably be a little mindful if you guys do end up meeting. Just, be careful, look for red flags, that kind of thing. So especially to I don't feel like it's meant to last long with this Three of Swords, but with the Chariot and the Moon here, I feel like this is a sign that there's a possibility of being strung along for quite a while. And this is what you want to avoid, being strung along. You don't want that. So hopefully you're able to see these red flags if you see them, and you're able to process them, and it does not lead to that. Hi, everyone. I feel like I missed some folks. Hi, Monica. Welcome. Glad you were able to make it into the queue. Hi, Phantom. Welcome to the queue. Laura, if you would like a reading, please use !join, and I will pull some cards for you. Up next, we have Benita. Followed by that, we have Estevez, Monica, and then Phantom Punk. I almost wanted to call you Phantom Pumpkin. I'm clearly in a pumpkin mood. You're welcome, Rat. Oops. Okay, so you want to know what will happen when you meet up with Baljit? Hopefully I said that right. Okay. I'm glad you get that a lot. It's not just me then being in a crazy October pumpkin mood. Okay, let's see. Let's see what will happen, Benita, when you meet up. Oh, what is back? Okay. Ooh. Okay, so this is fun. We have the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. So I think that this is going to be a really great meetup. I'll just kind of describe the cards. You can discern who is who, but I feel like the Queen of Cups is probably you. The Knight of Cups is probably Baljit. And then the Ace of Pentacles is just the overall situation. So the Queen of Cups, I mentioned earlier, is someone who's really mature, tapping into that emotion and intuition, and really just starting to embrace all of that. And the Knight of Cups is kind of a balance between that passion of that fiery knight energy and the intuitive, healing, emotional side of that cup energy. So I think overall, you guys are going to be very much on the same page when you guys meet up. I think it'll be very natural because the Knight and the Queen are, even though, so in here, they're kind of facing away from each other. So that could be a sign that when you guys first meet up, you might be a little bit of nerves and a little bit of like distance. But the fact that we have the Knight and Queen of Cups that are back to back in the order of things, more or less, I think that that's only going to be fairly temporary. You're going to start to figure out a balance. You figure out kind of this flow after you get the nerves out of the way, get all of the like awkwardness out of the way, and then you can finally tap into this Ace of Pentacles, which is awesome. I love the Ace of Pentacles because this is a sign that you're starting to create really strong roots together. Pentacles is an earth sign, and then the ace is the beginning of a new journey, a new path, a new, partnership or something like that. So this is saying you're starting to begin putting down those roots, starting to build that longevity. So this is very, very new. So a lot can change between this and, a while down the road. But this is a sign that this is leading this sorry, this is pushing or pointing towards the ability to have a really long lasting connection, which is really exciting. So I think that, whenever you guys finally do get to meet up, it's going to go really well. And I think that it will be the foundation, the core to whatever comes next with you guys. And then I would say that after that happens, it would probably be good. Maybe after a while, like give it some time, maybe a few meetups, I would say. Come back and check back in and see how this is progressing. So, yeah, you're totally welcome. All right, Estevez, you are up next. Nanda, use exclamation point join. So, here we go. Okay, I am a filthy American and don't know how to pronounce that, but I'm assuming that's either a holiday or like an event, Estevez, that happens near you. Let me try that shuffle one more time. There we go. Way better. Okay. So you just want to know if you'll meet someone like romantic during this event, right? Let's see. See if you will meet someone during this event. Ooh. So yes, you will. And again, just for people that are just joining, I read these upright, so I flip them when I feel that it makes the most sense to. So we have here the Page of Wands, Ten of Swords, which I reverse, and the Page of Pentacles. I think that you will meet someone. I just think that maybe it might be a little bit of a chaotic event to do so. So you may not realize it at first, actually. So we have here, let's start in the middle. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. The reason I reverse this is because the Swords and Pentacles do not like each other. And so that's the easiest way I can put it, I guess. So, but we have two pages here. So it makes the most sense logically. So I think here, the core of everything, if you are just getting out of a relationship or just getting out of some situationship, something like that, you're really at the core of things going to have to focus on that. And now, while people focus on those things, you can still meet people. But I think this is something, this being in the center of the reading is a sign that this should be of the utmost importance. So that way you can open yourself up to accepting these other people that are coming into your life. So on one side, we have the Page of Pentacles. On the other side, we have the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So in the middle, while you are focusing on, just recovery, regenerating, rejuvenating yourself, You have on the other side the Page of Pentacles, who is this is a sign of good news. So I would say that ultimately, yes, you'll meet someone. You just need to focus on healing first, right? But you can focus. This here is a sign that maybe you'll meet someone who is um someone who inspires you, or you feel like you inspire them, someone who is full of really fun and exciting ideas. And then we have the Page of Pentacles on the other side. So not only are they fun, full of fun ideas, they are also someone who likes to really focus and hone those ideas. They're really ambitious. They focus on manifesting the ideas. So if you meet someone during this who you feel meets those criteria, might be a sign that, keep them close, but focus on this first. And then once you get over that, they are, well, yeah, they're literally there waiting in the wings. So but I feel like this is just one person. It's just kind of like surrounding you, which is really cool because it means that they might be there as a support for you during this time. All right, Monica, you are up next. You're welcome. Good luck, and most importantly, have fun. Sure. Wish I had my bones up here. I would love to give you a bone reading. Maybe next time. I'll remember to bring my bones up. All right, let's see what general energy surrounds you for October. It's interesting. So you have here the Three of Swords, Judgment, and the Emperor. So I'll start in the middle here with Judgment. This needs to be reversed. That makes more sense. Judgment is about your being awoken to the path that you feel like you belong on. So it's like finding that path. It's like an awakening almost. But the Emperor here, and with the Three of Swords, which I reversed here, I don't think it's spiritually. I think it's more so mentally, emotionally, that kind of thing. So the Emperor, let's start with Three of Swords, actually. Three of Swords is a sign, reverse is saying that for October, you're going to be focusing on healing. You're releasing whatever grief and anxieties that have been holding you back or you've been holding on to. And I mentioned in my community read, I don't think you were here for that throughout this time frame, the next 2 weeks-ish, focus on the things that you want to bring into your life. Focus on the things that you need to focus on to achieve your goals and stuff like that. And as you do that, take note of the things that are holding you back, the things you're holding on to that no longer serve you. And I mentioned write a list, and then for the full moon, burn them and release it, tear it up, release it into the wind, dissolve it in water, flush it, whatever. So I think that's what this is about. This is like saying you go through that journey, figure out what it is that you've been holding on to longer than you probably should have. Things that maybe aren't necessarily bad for you, but no longer serve you. They aren't pushing you towards this path of enlightenment or awakening or rejuvenation, whatever it is that you are on. And that is because you need to tap into your inner emperor. The emperor is someone who has this sense of stability. Traditionally, the emperor is someone who is very fatherly. and stern. Um, so this could be a sign that you need to tap into that, like, your divine masculine, that stern, structured part of yourself. And especially if you feel like you've sort of just been floating in the wind lately. So release all of that, whatever it is that you feel like you've been having to bounce back and forth, whatever. And then you have here the Emperor. This is a sign, accept that structure into your life. However you need to do that, that's different for everybody, but accept that structure, that the not rules is a bad word, but that stability into your life. I think that October is going to be a core part of this awakening for you, especially with Judgment in the middle. So I think that Phantom, my list doesn't work. I tried to get it, and you see, like, it just does that for some reason. So yeah, Monica, I think that this is a really cool month for you. This is going to be very impactful, especially with these two major arcana. This is going to be something that is going to be very impactful for you, not just in the month of October, but something that will follow on through for a while after. So yeah, good luck. But I will read the list. So thank you for doing that, Phantom. Phantom, you are actually up next. So go ahead, put your question in the chat. And then I have Laura TW. I think that, yeah, Laura TW. I remember that name. And then Nanda. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Monica. And thanks so much for supporting my channel so much. I feel like if you're up to it, you'll have to let me know. I'll make you like a moderator next week, and I'll give you like a special reading if you're here. In fact, I'll just do that in general. Let me figure out how to do that while you're here. Okay, there you go. So you're a moderator now, whether you like it or not. All right. Let me pull these cards up. Yeah. So, Phantom, let's see what is coming your way soon. Let's see. Oh, that's an interesting cut. Let's see what we got. Interesting, I like this. So we have the Six of Wands. Let me fix this here. Six of Wands, Nine of Wands, and the Page of Wands. So the you have two wands here, and that's a sign that you have a lot of. So wands are fire. They're associated with fire, but they're also associated with like your passions, your inspirations, stuff like that. So I think whatever that you've lately been passionate or inspired by, those things are going to start to come towards you. But then we have here the Six of Wands, and I like that this leads everything, right? So we have the Six of Wands. This is the card of like notoriety, public recognition. So if you've been working towards things, maybe you have been working towards your passions, you've been more creative over the last few whatever, people are going to start to recognize that. So this is a really good sign that you're being noticed in a really good way. In the middle here, we have, though, the Nine of Wands. So with that, despite doing all of that, you are still you're still having to kind of fight a little bit uphill. It's still a little bit of an uphill battle, but not necessarily too bad. You're just fighting, and fighting is actually a bad word for this. This is more so you're putting a lot of energy behind what you are passionate about. So that's actually a good thing. It's just a lot of times it can be a little draining, so just be a little mindful of that. But at the end here we have the Page of Cups. So pages are earth energy, then we have the cups, which is water. So you kind of have the whole gambit that's happening here. The Page of Cups is like a sensitive soul. You have some happy surprises possibly coming towards you because the pages are known for messages. So here with the cups, you might have happy messages about something you've been emotionally invested in. So yes, woohoo. Um, but also there's this like element of intuition, element of healing that goes along with the cups and this water element here. So I think ultimately you have some really good stuff coming towards you. I'm curious if you've been working on something, what it is, because it sounds exciting. Um, and then if you so the 9 is a sign that you are coming to close as well. So the Page of Cups could be a sign that, hey, even though you've been recognized for these things that you've been working on them for a while, they're starting to come to a close. And then the Page of Cups is saying, okay, I have some other ideas too. So you're kind of in this really good cycle that's happening right now. Julie, hi, I am doing well. How are you doing? All right, Laura, you are up next. I believe you posted your question, so let me see. Oh, see, so that's nice. That the 6 of Wands is perfect for that then. Phantom, being able to clear your name, and then basically the public recognition is like saying, "Oh, okay, we realized we were wrong." Being yourself and letting it all work out is a great way to go about it. And I always like to say, if people don't like you for you, the trash will always take itself out. Julie, sorry, you could be better, but hopefully it's not all too bad. You're welcome, Phantom. All right, Laura, you want to know which job choice will. This one's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna see how this works out. I've never done a reading like this, so I guess bear with me. See what we see in the cards. So, I think that this actually is a little tough for me. You kind of posted an interesting question. So, I think that ultimately, with this 10 of Cups being in the middle of things, that you will be able to come together. It's just, it may not necessarily be clear to you at this point. So, the Death card is about transition, transformation. So if whatever job you think will bring you together, I think he's going to take the other one, but you're going to realize that you're going to realize that the job is different, or it turned out to be different than you initially expected. So I think that with this Death card here and then the 10 of Cups, it's a sign that there's going to be a transformation that happens, but ultimately you'll be happy for it. And then we have here the Queen of Swords. This is just saying that And I like this because this is almost separate from these two. It makes a lot of sense. These are separate. So the Queen of Swords is like overthinking everything that is happening. You're not realizing the full picture of things, even though she is quite wise. She's maybe a little too emotionally invested, and you notice her back is to everything that is happening over here. So I think that, give it some time. Probably will take the job that you initially think will pull you guys apart, but it won't really do that. So just be careful not to embrace too much of this Queen of Swords energy. This can really um drive a wedge between you, and it could be like a self-fulfilling prophecy where Kamal takes this job that you think will pull you apart. So instead, you distance yourself, which means that, yes, you guys did pull apart, but you fulfilled that prophecy. It wasn't because of the job, if that makes sense. So just be careful. I feel like this Queen of Swords here is a warning not to turn your back on things just because a certain decision was made that you feel will cause you to turn your back on things. It's kind of a secular issue, if that makes sense. All right, Nanda, you are up next if you are still in the queue. And I hope, Laura, that helps. And then after Nanda, I have you, Julie. Okay, so you want to know, Nanda, if you and Yuksha, hopefully I said that right, will be in a romantic relationship. Let's see. You're welcome, Laura. Thank you, Monica. Ooh, okay. It's getting to the point in the night where I have major butterfingers, so bear with me. Just trying to get a nice shuffle in. All right, there we go. So we have here the Sun, the Tower, and the Seven of Wands. Just overall, like before I go into much depth about all of this, I will say that yes, you'll probably get into a relationship, but it definitely will not be beneficial to you. So we have here at the center, let's just go. I feel like this is chronological. So we have at the beginning of things, the Sun. This is a sign that you guys are going to get into this relationship. It is going to be really fun and happy. You guys are going to really enjoy it, but it's not going to last long. We have here the Tower, and this is where things just suddenly change between you guys. This is a sign that things just start to fall apart for whatever reason. Actually, I think the reason is that Seven of Wands. If you guys just kind of haphazardly make decisions together, they are not well thought out enough and will not make you guys happy long term. Excuse me. So I think that this is kind of going to be like a whirlwind relationship. So you can expect, yes, technically the question answer to your question is yes, but long term looking at it, it's not something that is going to be beneficial to either one of you long term. And I don't know that it will probably manifest as being on and off again for long term, especially the Seven of Wands is a sign of rapid changes. So I feel like you guys are going to go from hot to cold, hot to cold. It's basically going to be a roller coaster the entire time. So I would just, I would be careful about this. So if you start to see signs of that, I would recommend maybe reflecting on the relationship. But ultimately, the answer to your question is yes. All right. Up next, we have Julie. And Monica, since you were hanging out, if you would like one more reading, since you are being so gracious, after Julie's reading, just go ahead and let me know what your question is. Or just let me know if you do have one first, and then I can pull some more cards for you. Yep. Okay. Hi, Julie. Go ahead, post your question. Let me shuffle. Yeah, I can totally do that for you, Monica. Yep, Julie, let me know what your question is, and I'll pull some cards for you. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this deck. Again, just to let everybody know, this is the Black Femme Tarot. I do have an official flip through on my channel finally of this. Quite lovely. The artist is lovely, so go follow her on Instagram. She is Illuminati on Instagram. It's super cool. Julie, I will admit I'm really uncomfortable doing like pregnancy readings. If you have another question, I would be glad to do it. I don't like to do medical readings for people. And I do apologize for that. I should probably put like a disclaimer somewhere on my channel. Yeah, totally. All right, let's do a general reading for Julie. Thanks for being so understanding, hun. Okay, general reading. Let's see what we have. Ooh. Deep cut. Okay. Oh, look who is back. Been getting a lot of cups, specifically the Page of Cups lately in this reading or in this session. Okay. We have the Four of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and Strength. So in general, I think right now this is going to be a period where you need to tap into that strength of yours. The strength card is not about physical strength. It is about like that inner strength. It can be physical strength, but in this case, with between the cups, especially the cups being in the middle here, this strength is about tapping into that physical strength. Or in inner strength, sorry. Here in the middle, we have the Page of Cups. I think that I mentioned earlier, pages are about messages coming. towards you. So I think that with the Page of Cups, this is cups are water energy. It's a sign of healing, intuition, emotions, all of that. So I think this is a sign that you have some messages coming towards you about some healing that's coming your way. And with I'm kind of like working backwards. I noticed this Four of Cups here is this Four of Cups is about finding that stability and balance in your life. A lot of times people associate Pentacles with finances, but in this case, especially because you kind of mentioned your previous question, I think this is more about finding balance in your family. So I think that for right now, these two things are what you need to focus on. Focus on finding that balance so you can tap into that inner strength, and eventually good messages are going to come your way. I think that's the way to read this, especially because these two cups and pentacles complement each other really well. So, it's like a sign like once you tap into this, you're going to start to get those good messages, and you just have to be positive, be strong, and probably be a little patient, especially um, Pentacles and Cups are the slower moving, the slower elements here. So you have to be patient. Cups is like months, Pentacles can be years, but between the two, it's quite a few months, probably closer to a year, that you're going to start to get all of this. So in the meantime, this is saying as we go through this journey, find whatever balance you can in your life, find what it is you need to feel stable, grounded, and rooted, and then you can start to find these other things. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for being so understanding again, Julie. Let's see. All the time. See, all the time. There we go. That's what it is. You are up next. Shakira, Streamlabs didn't get you in the queue, but you'll be up after Z all the time. Yeah, I'm glad that's helpful. And then I'm going to go ahead and close the queue so everybody in it is good to go. So Z all the time, if you are here, go ahead and put your question. That's so funny. You can't change it. Yeah, that's how I got my handle. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm known as now, so that is what I'm going to be everywhere. You're welcome, Julie. Good luck with everything, hon. All right, general reading. All right. We have a lot of major arcana I've noticed too. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Cups, and the Death card. So, and just for people not familiar, death is not a scary card. This is actually a good sign. So I feel like if you have been working on, let's start in the middle here. Let's start with the core of your reading with this Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is kind of like the passionate romantic. It's like the cliche, like knight in shining armor kind of knight. So this is someone who is sensitive, but then also has that like fiery passion, that you kind of think of with a knight. And you can see that, especially with this Knight here, they're looking forward. So you have some really cool things happening going forward in terms of maybe your romance, your emotional or relationship status, that kind of stuff. And then over here we have the Wheel of Fortune. So I think this is saying if you've been kind of maybe stagnant, a little dry in the relationship area, this is a sign things are going to change. You're going to come into some good fortunes in terms of relationships, and those things are going to change. The Death card is literally the card of transformation. So this could be that you are transforming yourself. You appear different to the, future prospects that you are hoping to attract. And ultimately here with this, like this Knight in the middle, I think this is just saying like you're finally able to tap into being both emotional but also passionate, and maybe you were missing the passion previously, especially because it's still a little hidden here in the Knight. So Kathleen, actually I close my queue for the night, but I will be back here next Friday. Yeah, that's good. So if things have been chaotic with this Wheel of Fortune and the Death card, it's a good sign too. Like I said, Wheel of Fortune is exactly how it sounds. Things are starting to make a turn for the better. And then here, this is a sign like you have an ultimate transformation that's coming your way. It's just, this is kind of like the beginning. So I feel like once you kind of start to go through this, I kind of tell people sometimes, especially when I'm only doing 3 cards, come back once this kind of starts to happen and reevaluate. So I think that might be a good sign for you. All right. Shakira, if you are still in the chat, you are up next. And then I'll finish up with you, Monica, and I'll just do a general finance reading. You're welcome. If you enjoyed this, make sure you give me a follow. Oops, wrong one. All right, just the love reading. Let's see. So in terms of love, I feel like at the core of everything, you're kind of gonna have to fight for everything, and this should probably be reversed. Makes more sense. You're gonna have to, hey Nettie, welcome. Just so you know, the queue is closed for the night, but you are more than welcome to hang out. So we have here the Justice, 5 of Wands, and then 4 of Pentacles reverse. I guess let's start in the middle. We have the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is what is, especially this being in the center of the reading, this is what's kind of giving me the overall feel of things. And I feel like with this 5 of Wands, the 5 of Wands is about disagreement and conflicts. There's a lot of conflict. You see all of these ladies here, knocking each other with their wands and stuff. So there's a lot of external conflict that is going to be happening around you. And I think that is really going to throw you out of balance. This 4 of Pentacles is usually a card of stability, both financially and I would say financially in this case, but also just in general. So the Four of Pentacles reverse is overall, I think what you should get out of this is this insecurity. So I feel like if you're always having to fight for like a person or people or whatever it is that's manifesting, it's going to lead to a lot of insecurity, a lot of imbalance, and it's just really gonna really unroot you. And then here in the beginning, this is interesting because you have justice. So I feel like you're in the beginning of things, you're gonna feel like, oh, you know, I've put out into the universe and I'm finally getting something back, but it's going to be false. It's not going to quite, this should be reversed as well, actually. So this is saying like, okay, you've put stuff out in the universe if you are into manifestation, that kind of thing, or just good vibes, whatever it is that you do, right? Or maybe you've just been putting yourself out there more. It is not going to reflect back on you in the way that you're hoping. Justice in reverse is about dishonesty and oftentimes corruption. So that is what leads to these arguments, these fights, and that will ultimately lead to feeling unrooted. Uprooted is a good word, I should say. So I would be weary, I guess is a better word, weary of any romantic interests coming to you in the near future. Just be wary of any red flags. That's generally what I tell people. So this is a long explanation to say be wary of red flags. So I hope that helps. And let's see, Monica, you just wanted a finance reading? Post your question for me again. I'm trying to find it. So, oh no, here it is. For October specifically. You're welcome, Shakira. Good luck with everything. Financial general for October. All right. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Oh no. Drop some cards. 1 second. All right, Monica, let's see what we have for October. This Page of Cups is just everywhere tonight. Okay. So I think for October, financially, it's interesting because you got no pentacles. I think that your emotions in terms of your finances are going to cloud whatever is actually happening. So with the let me look this one up real quick. This is a specialty card in this deck, and I'm still kind of learning this deck. So give me a second. But Soul Tribe, I believe, is about like finding your core group that is going to help you. It's kind of like the Three of Pentacles, but instead it's more like they're the inner circle, the inner sanctum. Okay. So yeah, this is like alignment and fated connections, destined relationships with people. So I think that in terms of your finances in October, it's going to be focused around these people. So I really see this as being like maybe your core coworkers in this instance. And so again, the Page of Cups is actually a good sign though. So I think that maybe with this Page of Cups, you're going to be getting some good messages from your coworkers about something, and that's going to, just going back to this Page of Pentacles, this is going to really I think it'll really inspire you, not inspire, that's the wrong word. It will really make you happy. It's just really make you like, it'll be a very happy surprise is kind of what I'm getting at. On the flip side, with the Seven of Cups, it seems like you're going to have a decision that you have to make in October. Hi, Chrissy. My queue is closed for the night. I will be back here next Friday at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Can't tell time anymore. Where was I? Okay. So here with the Seven of Cups, I think that, there's going to be options that are thrown towards you that you might feel are a good idea emotionally, but your tribe is going to help you realize that maybe they aren't the best options, and they'll help you figure out what's good, what's bad for you coming up. So I see a lot of this to be more of an emotional journey, not quite any actual like results that are happening in October. But October is going to be the month where you kind of um where you start to have those things come at you. So this is going to be like the beginning stages of whatever could result. So I recommend, and I'm sure you've heard me say this all night, I recommend, maybe like halfway through October, revisit and see, especially if you come across this moment where your coworkers tell you about something. They could be like, maybe if a job is offered to you or a promotion or something, and they say, hey, this is not right for you, you should hold out for X, Y, or Z. Maybe revisit after that point, because I think that it will give you more of it. You will have already been on that path, because what's happening right now, your reading is about the beginning phases of this journey. This is showing you like, hey, nothing financially is actually going to happen. You're not going to be getting any more money, any less money, but you're going to have these options that are presented to you, and you need to make, and your crew is going to make sure that you are being presented the best options possible and how to choose them. And I think that regardless, overall, those options are going to be a happy surprise for you. So it might be something you've been hoping for. It could be about like negotiating better benefits, better, salary, whatever, however this manifests, but revisit. So ultimately for October, whoever your crew is at work, rely on them, rely on their help. You will have something exciting come your way. You just have to make sure that you hone it so you get the most out of it that you possibly can. So I feel like that was a long-winded way of saying you have good stuff coming towards you. It's just not quite financial, not yet, but it could turn out to be something really good financially. My long-winded journeys. So hopefully that helps, Monica, gives you kind of an idea. Hopefully you're starting to already see or feel that coming down the pipeline. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for modding and hanging out with me. And I'm glad it makes sense. But I will be back. Let's see. Yes. I will be back next Friday. I missed you guys this past Friday, but I had my aunt's memorial and I wanted to spend time with my family, but I'm happy to be back with my YouTube family. You guys have a great weekend, and I will catch up with you guys next Friday, I guess. If you follow me on Instagram, you can catch me over there. I've been debating on doing some live streams over there, so who knows. I wish you all the best as well, Monica. I will chat with you later. Bye, hon. Bye, everyone.